Hey, what's up everybody? Happy 4th of July weekend. It's William Amos here, back for another diecast review. And in celebration of it being 4th of July weekend, we've got Jeff Gordon's 2002 Pepsi Racing patriotic car here. This is actually, it'd be kind of interesting because this is a 132 scale diecast. Not the typical 124, 164. No, this is a 132 scale. It's kind of in between, so I'll show you that a bit later. But here on the front, we've got Pepsi Racing, DuPont, Nascar, Action Race Collectibles, 10th anniversary. They were 10 years old in 2002 there. Then you got Jeff Gordon, his signature. And I like the box. The box kind of gives you a bit sneak peek. If you don't know what this paint scheme looks like, this box kind of gives you a sneak peek of what the paint scheme does look like. And that being the fireworks all over it, which is pretty cool. And again, the top looks about the same as the side. You can see here, the left side, we got 132 scale stock car. And if my camera wants to focus, there we go. Action Race Collectibles, still a choice of champions. Or actually, no, they were Action Race Collectibles, or Action Collectibles, the choice of champions. They were not still the choice of champions yet, because they were, being 10 years old, they were still relatively new. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same design the whole way around with the fireworks and the logo placements. So here gives you the information on the diecast. You got Jeff Gordon, number 24 DuPont, Pepsi Daytona, 2002 Monte Carlo club car, one of 2,280. There's your little, what would be the little ID code, and we got RCCA, and then 02 there, because like I said, this car is from 2002, and there we've got 132 scale stock car. So, and actually this part right here is actually a slipcover with the Jeff Gordon and the Pepsi Racing on it. It's actually a slipcover similar to the Power of Pride diecast I did for Jimmy Johnson over Memorial Day weekend. It's kind of like that. If my, hold on, let me just do it this way. It'll be easier. Just there we go. So here we've got just this is actually, you can see the Jeff Gordon design is actually a slipcover, and then we've got just a few stock cars there. Action Race Collectibles logo. 132 scale stock car, pretty simple. You can see there's some grandstands there. I can't really tell what track that is. That may be Daytona. Yeah, so it gets a bit more simple, but still thought I'd show that off. So let's get this car. Well, it's actually already out of the packaging right here. So actually, let's just slide that off and bring it in right here. Jeff Gordon's 2002 Pepsi Daytona 132 diecast. That's a long title, but that's what I'm gonna call it, because I don't edit my videos. So here it is, and I will say right now, I'm a sucker for anything patriotic, pretty much. Always have been. So when drivers, doesn't matter what driver it is, I may not be their fan, but whenever any driver runs a patriotic paint scheme, you're almost guaranteed that I'm gonna love it. Not every time, but almost every time, you're pretty much guaranteed that I'm going to love it. Just love the red, white, and blue colors, especially on a race car. So when Jimmy Johnson does it, you know, that's the best thing that can happen. But even here, like Jeff Gordon, I think this paint scheme looks incredible. With the colors and the way they did it, it just worked out, because Pepsi, of course, the logo is red, white, and blue. They were doing this race, this car was raced at Daytona for the 2002 Pepsi 400. So, of course, that's over 4th of July weekend. So, everything lined up perfect with the race being over 4th of July. Jeff racing a patriotic car with the red, white, and blue. And that just happened to be Pepsi's colors. And then it's Pepsi's, the name of the race is the Pepsi 400. It just worked out perfectly in this case. To show you really quick, though, before we get on the review. So, if you maybe aren't familiar with a 132 scale diecast, which they don't really make these. They don't make 132 scales period anymore. So here's it next to a 164 scale diecast. So you can see bigger than a 164, but here's a 124, and it's smaller than the 124. So in case you're on eBay or anything, and you're wanting to know, hey, how big is the 132? Right there, you can see you got the 2002 Jimmy Johnson Power of Pride diecast. To the left and to the right, we've got Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2015 Talladega win in 164 scale. Now, just to give you an idea of how big this diecast is, in case you're not familiar with 132 scale diecasts. But let's get on with this diecast and talk about it. So, On the front, we've got the Monte Carlo nose there with, I love the way that they did the grills back then. It's kind of the same way that they did it on the 124. I'm just going to actually bring this in real quick. This is so funny because the way they did these noses, look, the noses, they look almost identical as far as the way the car is modeled, just one is bigger than the other. I find that just so incredible that they basically just did the same body, just scale it down. It's kind of hard. Lionel doesn't really do that. You can tell kind of how they modeled it different. I mean, I guess it helps that this car isn't as small as a 164, but still. So you can see there's DuPont and Pepsi on the hood there. I actually got two Pepsi logos, not Pepsi, DuPont logos up here. And so DuPont's even getting their sponsor placement even on a Pepsi primary sponsored car. You don't see that too often anymore. So again, Monte Carlo nose, 24 on the left headlight, and I don't believe Hendrick Motorsports, nope. Hendrick is not on that one. And really quick, opening up the hood. You kind of have to pat the bottom of it to open it, but there we've got pretty decent engine detail, in my opinion, there under the hood for a 132. And then under the hood, we've got Pepsi with the Pepsi ball. And then come around to the left side, we've got your 2002 Contingencies, because they seem to change every year. So you've got them here, and let me focus in the camera. There we go. So you've got Moog, Clevite, Comp, Edelbrock, 76, Goodyear, just your typical, I guess for then, your typical contingency sponsors. NASCAR Winston Cup and Bud Pole Award, obviously not contingency sponsors nowadays. Gatorade, I know, isn't. EA Sports isn't, which I found this kind of interesting. So this car was run later than that patriotic Jimmy Johnson car that I just showed off. And really quick, that's the old EA Sports logo on this car. Yet they've got the newer, updated EA Sports logo on a car that was run earlier in the year. So, I don't know where Action Race Collectibles went on that, but they did, obviously. So, 24, of course, on the side. We've got Pepsi, GMAC. Here on the front of the rear wheel well, DuPont, Fritos, Lowe's. And this was back when Jimmy Johnson started driving for Hendrick Motorsports, and Jeff Gordon was really the one who started the 48 team. It was kind of Rick Hendrick and Jeff Gordon working together to start the 48 team. So you got Lowe's on Jeff's quarter panel there, so that's kind of cool. Quaker State and 1-800-MARROW-2. It's a phone number, I'm guessing. Yeah, if it's a 1-800, it's a phone number. So Quaker State, Delphi Haas, don't know what that is, and Hendrick Motorsports on the B-pillar. Jeff Gordon there above the window net. And then we've got 24 on the roof with yellow roof railings. I guess that's what you call them. And we even got a yellow side skirt here on the side. It's kind of cool. They even did for paint. They made it look like that the side skirt was bolted onto the side of the car with just little silver circles with paint. So that's pretty cool, the way they detail these cars back then. And then you've got DuPont Automotive Finishes there on the back with Quaker State and 24 over here. And then on the deck lid, we've got DuPont, The Miracles of Science. And the right side, as far as sponsorship goes, is pretty much the same. If you want to see underside, so here's what the interesting is. So I said that there were 2,280 of these made. They actually put DIN numbers on these cars back then. But they weren't your typical underneath in the rear window spot. If you look beneath here, you can see right here we've got 1,855. They used to put the DIN numbers underneath the car in the right here above the fuel cell. So right there you've got DIN number is 1,855 in case you were curious if these cars had DIN numbers and where they were. There you go right there. And just showing off, just the rest of the underside of the car in case you're interested. And again, paint scheme on this car, absolutely fantastic. With the flag, you can see we've got here, it starts on the front bumper, and then the red and white stripes from the flag kind of come down here. And then you've got the big Pepsi ball on the side behind the 24. Again, the Pepsi ball just works perfect for the red, white, and blue 4th of July colors. And the flag comes back up on the quarter panel here, and then goes back down on the rear bumper. And then just sporadically placed, we've got fireworks going off. So you got fireworks here. You've got some going off on the hood here. Here on the C-pillar down here by the rear of the car. On the roof of the car, we've got one going off here by the DuPont on the deck lid. Got some more going off on the rear bumper. And then just more sporadically placed all along the right side. So just really great. And to note as well, we do have steering, and the steering wheel does move in there, I think, when... I think it does. I'm not sure if you can see it. I want to say it does, though. It may not. Except at this point... Oh, and it does have front suspension as well. And at this point, I'm just rambling. We're into 10 minutes on a diecast review, William. Oh my gosh. Stop talking. Alright, that's enough. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Do lots of NASCAR diecast reviews. Like the video. I'd really appreciate that. And leave a comment down below on the diecast review, or if you just want to ask me a question. But until the next video, I will see you all later.